actually didn't really.
Like it bleeped you off.
Yeah, I can't.
I didn't fucking watch this fucking movie fucking again.
Okay, everybody, welcome to another episode of Specrapular. We are a podcast that talks about movies and shit, mostly shit. And today we are discussing. Oh, you know what? No, let me go into that yet. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, and I am joined by my best friend.
How many episodes have we done?
At least 40. I am joined by my best friend, Michael. Mm-hmm. That was that idiot that just talked a second ago. Yeah. And we are joined today by our
everyone's favorite guest.
Everyone's favorite guest.
Only favorite guest.
The mail has just been piling up, and the people say, "Guys, when?"
It's not only the physical mail, because we have a tangible address people can send things to, but the emails coming in strictly from one email address, which is
the
weird.
The address is 123 Zizix Road. Everyone wants to send anything.
A lot of these emails we get are from somebody with a variant of Megan in the name.
Like, hey, I'm not Megan or anything, but I think you should totally get Megan back on.
She's totally cool. She gives a cool perspective.
She
I love her hair.
Hot. I'm like, all right, take it easy, bro.
That's definitely not something that I would hear. Her hair is pretty cool. But we are joined by, as she said, eloquently said, with our pal Megan.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, Megan.
Thanks for pity inviting me. After
Of course. Yeah.
they came together.
Well, we felt bad.
The people spoke and we answered.
Yeah, Megan had requested, like dire requested that we do. They came together.
Yep.
Which is that Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler movie we did last season.
Did we do that?
We did, and we hated it.
It was so bad you suppressed it from
I didn't.
your memory.
Yeah, I didn't hate the movie. I just it was all right.
I mean, we could talk about that a little bit. So you love that movie?
Go ahead.
I love that movie. It's
funny.
Quotable. It's a quotable movie.
I get it. Yeah.
And I think I was heavily implying or heavily encouraging you guys to watch it because I remember you, Brandon, were talking about wanting to see another Michael Showalter film.
Yeah, I love him.
Like Ever Since Wet Hot American Summer, which is pretty much the whole gang.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you have Paul Rudd, Amy Poehler. There was the guy you don't like that much,
Ken Marino.
Hate
his guts.
Shit. But it had Mantzoukas very briefly. But I really like Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
He's great. So yeah, but I had text Megan like, hey, sorry, we didn't like that movie, and because I didn't know it was going into it was a parody though.
Yeah.
And so Mike did, and so that's why I just was not set for that. And just like for this episode today,
I don't know why that throws you off so much.
it just fucked me hard. Speaking of getting fucked hard,
yeah.
the movie
Segue.
the movie we're doing is Boogie Nights. So it is the letter B for our ABC. So Mike, why don't you tell us more about this movie and who's in it?
Boogie Nights from 1997. Written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. PTA. I don't think we've done any of his movies yet.
I don't think so either.
Let's see. Back when sex was safe.
It's never been.
Pleasure was a business. And business was a boomin'. An idealistic porn producer aspires to elevate his craft to an art when he discovers a hot, young, muscular talent. It didn't say muscular, but I just added that.
No, he's pretty fit.
Yeah.
Well, he was okay. We'll talk about the dick in a second.
Yeah. Hot, young, girthy.
He was very fit.
talent.
Like
Yes.
when he would do his like flexing in the mirror, I was getting aroused. So tell us who's in it.
Everybody, but everybody. So Mark Wahlberg, Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, Heather Graham, Louis Guzman, William H. Macy, Ricky Jay, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Thomas Jane, Phil Baker Hall, everybody. Ooh, and Alfredo Molina.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
For Alfredo. This was a lot of like first movies.
I used to go by Alfred. I wrote Alfred, but I always call him Alfredo. Anyway,
I think I say Alfred.
Okay.
Or I actually typically call him Doc Ock. Or asshole from the beginning of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And just throw me the what does he say? Throw me the whatever. And Indy throws him and he's bye. So this movie, let's just start off with it.
Right.
His cock, right? That's what we're all thinking about. That's what we're all salivating over. So,
well, it seems like at least on TV and like HBO and Game of Thrones, especially, like full frontal male nudity is having a moment.
That's fine.
At least it has been. And this movie was back in 1997. A little bit of a shock to see it in like a mainstream
Even
movie.
Heather Graham's full frontal. Like I mean, granted, you don't see her vagina, but you see the bush, and even that, at that time, I don't know if there was a lot in mainstream media where you see that even. But
True.
his dick. Megan, your thoughts?
You know,
On dicks in general, or just that one?
I mean, whatever.
I don't appreciate you projecting your infatuation onto
Yeah.
me. So if I say something incorrect, that is gonna
That's really the reason we
yours.
had you on here,
Contradict
Megan.
with yours.
I don't want to contradict
Yeah.
anything.
We had Megan on here just so we can make
It less gay.
outstanding, homoerotic
Yeah.
views. And just
Us talking
just
about
trying
his
to
dick
pin
for
them
20
on.
minutes.
Right, Megan? Right, Megan? Don't you feel
Yeah.
that same way?
Megan?
Yeah, Megan, you were turned on by that too, right? Because I mean, that wasn't just me. I mean, I'm sorry, that was just so.
That was just you, right? And only you, no one but you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so
Isn't it crazy how girls think that? Oh my god.
It's so weird. They just want to put it in their mouth. Just like, wait, hold on, what? Prosthetic penis, from my understanding, it's not really his dick, but that's the main thing a lot of people remember about this movie, right? Is his dick.
I mean, it's a great movie, but yeah,
I'm not saying that it's not
that
great,
is the moment. Yes.
but it's like when I told other people we're doing this, it was just kind of like, just want to see some dick, you know? And they're like, oh yeah, the thing's huge. And thinking about even the microphones we use, probably as long as these microphones. These are shotgun mics.
Yeah.
So girthier too. But anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
If it is a prosthetic, then
no, it was.
okay. Props to the person who had to create that prosthetic.
It makes me wonder, do you think Mark puts his cock in the cock? Like, is it like prosthetic like that? Or does he have to tuck it under?
I think it's well, it's a community cock.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can't put it in. You have to
Right.
clean out the inside. It gets
And
weird.
wouldn't it be more uncomfortable because I'm guessing it's flaccid if he's putting it in
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to think too, that dick was like, it has an elbow on it. So
as a joint?
Yeah. So you got to think what that thing is going to look like hard.
Right.
And then also look uncut, which is probably like just, filthy.
Well,
There's
okay,
probably
so I wanted
cocaine
to ask-
in between that sleeve too.
Because there are growers and there are showers. Does that look like an actual shower?
Yeah, because so
Okay.
him just taking it out, it's immediately showing off. It's like
Right.
it's there. A grower, obviously, meaning smaller dick, and then as
Right,
it
of
gets
course.
hard,
Yeah.
it's just a little more appealing. But that's definitely a shower. I mean, that's what
You
I
never see it hard though. That's the thing.
That's true.
Real missed opportunity.
It could
on,
be if
Paul
it's
Thomas
hard,
Anderson.
it just gets thicker. It widens.
That's like a hose. Like it's
One of
there's
those
no
ones
water
that
in it.
are one of those ones that are
But
coiled
then
up.
when you turn the water
Yeah.
on, it just like comes to life.
Yeah.
You know? Not necessarily bigger, but you can see, it's more rambunctious.
Now there's something rushing through it, like
Yes, yeah.
like blood of sorts.
Yeah.
Very sporadic.
Yeah.
So again, with that penis, just one more thing about that penis.
For now.
right?
All right. This.
Having that big of a dick to me is more of a burden than it is to have like let's just say an average penis. Just because having like a big dong, I believe, is just more cumbersome. And the average female vagina is only about like 5 inches deep anyway. So to have a dick that's like 8 to 10 inches, really you're gonna have about 3 to 4 inches of just dry cock, unless you're just like jamming it in, and just hitting her fucking lungs with it or something.
gosh.
Yeah, or her
Or unless you just like moisturize that dry part and that way it feels
yeah.
like
Get some
the rest.
Vaseline
Yeah.
and just
It's just a handle at that point. Yeah.
yeah. So really, like, from previous ladies I've been with, are very kind to me. It's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. But no, like
You did your best. We're proud of you.
look, at least all my dick was wet, so well, no matter how many 3 inches that goes into. Anyway, so that was quite a girthy, long penis, and I do like when he shows it to people. They're all like,
Yeah.
they're wide eyed.
Although,
Was
like the look on their faces, like it's big, right? I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But like compare that to like the meme with the black dude sitting down,
Oh,
and where that one seems bigger.
Well, I've seen the.
You know which one I'm talking about?
I don't think so. You might want to show me and then send me a link so I can save it.
Okay.
John
John meme
Ham-
with like a big dude and like his just dongs hanging there, and it's like it seems like twice as big as that one, but he might be harder. But I'm just saying.
Sure. And
Like that's what I expected to see when they were like, But
well, John Hamm's cock just seems huge, and he's getting out of like the ocean.
he
Like,
signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
the custody.
Yes. Yes.
the Declaration of Independence.
Hey. Hey. It's good we brought her along.
Yeah.
on this.
Hey.
But yeah, so I have not seen that meme, but send it to me so I can admire.
I'm going to show you, and then you're like, oh yeah, that one. You've seen it
Okay.
many times, but okay.
That's fine. So let's get into the movie a little more besides the cock, and we can go into the sadness. We can go into the the ups and downs, mostly downs.
So Brandon, you said you had seen it
20
when,
years, at least 20
when
years.
it came out. Or,
Not in theaters. Definitely DVD when it came out.
but it had been a while.
Yeah.
And you hadn't seen it that many times.
Max twice.
Okay.
Like not that often.
And Megan, you have not seen it. Or you have
No,
not
it's
seen
first
it before.
time.
Okay. But you were aware of it.
I was aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you knew to watch it fully nude, just in case. If
Brandon, you want to tell us something?
I mean, I'm just saying, I watched it naked. Just
Which couch were you sitting on when you were watching that?
yeah. I was laid out, spread eagle, ready to go. So yes, it has been a long time since I've seen it. I have seen it, of course. So Megan, since this is your first time, what's your overall reaction to this movie? Not just the penises or penisi, but
Not peanut. I think if I were to, like, if I was old enough to watch it back then, I would be like, whoa, this is
right. I was 11
in
when this
your
came
face. And you watched it at 11.
out. No, that's what I'm saying. I saw it probably when I was like 19.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so racy. But
I thought she was gonna say, "Oh my god, this is so big." Sorry.
but watching it today, it was like it was like, oh, okay, all right, those are tits. All right, it's a badge. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not. Yeah. It's not actually not that.
It's not that
Yeah, it's
bad.
just a lot of titty, mostly
but
titty.
It was funny.
Some butt.
But even then, there's not that much.
Yeah, it's Julianne Moore, Heather Graham,
Heather Graham a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and that
and then like little
Jessie,
flashes.
whatever that girl. Yeah, you
Laura
see a little her.
Walter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
But
Some girls in a hot tub. I think later
yeah,
on.
it's true. It's true.
But that's
Yeah.
about it.
yeah, and a couple of naked butts, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it was
Like
a
the
lot of-
subject matter is
Mike!
racy. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. But
Mike, let her talk.
but it was nice, or it was fun seeing everyone super young, just John C. and
Oh,
Philip
yeah.
Seymour and Mark
R.I.P.
and just I know. I was like, oh man, oh shit, Philip Seymour is in this. Oh shit, John C. Reilly's in this, and then like just oh shit after oh shit, like oh shit, Don Cheadle, just
Cowboy Don Cheadle.
yeah.
And then like you see his face. There's a phase when they were going at the awards and he's wearing like Elvis, and there's like the Rick James, and then they were
I
like
fucking
just.
cracked up at the Rick James when he
Yeah.
was so sad.
It's pretty original, right? It's original. She's like, yeah. But clearly with the hair and the what he's wearing. But what else do you think?
But I did enjoy it. I was like, okay, 2.5 hours. I've
rough.
done that before. And it was just refreshing to see an old film like that again. I feel like I haven't revisited old films in a while. So it was just nice seeing that film style.
It's, and it's funny because this is an over 20 years movie. And even thinking about that, like early 2000s, that was like, to reference because I'm a fucking dork, video games, like, you think I think I said this to you, Mike, that I saw something on Reddit where it was like, when you think of Prince of Persia, and it's a side-scrolling like 8-bit game, but in reality, like from 20 years ago, they had it on PS2 and it was 3D and it looked good, and it's like, oh fuck, like I'm nearly 40, and that sucks. But
So that's your takeaway from this.
yeah. Just that technology though,
Yeah.
but like this really is an old movie. Like this is over 20 years old, and that's just nuts. This is what, 26 years?
26 years old,
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
So fucking A. And I did that math. It wasn't that hard to do because I took away 20 and then it's 2023.
Wait a second.
And then he
it's-
carried
Okay.
3.
and it's 97.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got this. So anyway, would you say it was a positive first experience? Like
Yeah.
watching it?
Oh, yeah.
Would you watch it again?
No.
Okay.
I think I would probably rewatch the, intense scene towards the end because that was really well done.
Which one? Which intense scene? When they're in fucking Alfred Molina's house?
I forget the fucking term between like 3 different scenes happening at the same time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So it's
So when
between
he's in the car,
when he's in the car,
when they're in the limo.
when they're in the limo, and when Buck's getting him the
Yeah.
donuts.
Yeah, that is very good.
Yeah, and I suspected there was gonna be like this intense build up because of just the music, and I would totally just rewatch that again just to see how it's done, because it also reminded me of Goodfellas, of like the same build up. So
I completely forgot about the Don Cheadle one. Like I knew he gets beat up, Dirk that is, and then I knew that there was with Burt and Heather that they had that like altercation too, but I forgot about Cheadle's.
Yeah.
The fucking head blowing up in his face. That was fucking rough.
I was worried that his story or his buildup was going to take an entirely wrong turn.
Like he was gonna die.
Like he was going to die. Some racist fuck was going to come in and shoot him for some reason because he was wearing white. I was like, okay, somebody's going to go on that white.
Yeah.
That's just a given.
Smart. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that it was just him being a witness, not so much a target.
Right.
So
Witness. He's just a survivor. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just grab the money and run. Okay. And Mike, what is your opinion again after watching it so many times and like how do you still feel about this movie?
It gets worse and worse every time. No, it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. And I've just seen it so many times. Yeah.
what do you like about it? Like what?
Besides the cock.
Right. I liked your reference to Goodfellas because it's completely accurate because kind of like when the cocaine hits, then everything goes off the rails, right?
It seemed like Julianne Moore got him addicted to coke, would you say?
That's true.
Which sucks because
She's
the worst.
She's kind of the worst in the movie.
She's kind of the worst.
Yeah. It's funny you say like, oh, I probably won't watch it again, which is fine, but you'll like to go back and watch that end sequence, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the movie works in sequences and bits because you'll remember like, oh man, when they go to Alfred Molina's house, man, I just need to watch that scene real quick, right? And like, oh, when him and with Mark and John C. Reilly are recording the music, I just need to watch that real quick.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Like
So bad.
like, oh, just Floyd, Philip Baker Hall's scene, just talking to Jack, talking about videotape. Like, oh, just like, you know, I'm a simple guy, like, you know, butter in my ass and love in my mouth. Like, you just want to watch, like, oh, so like you'll see your, like, you even like notice on like your YouTube, like, algorithm, like it just starts recommending just scene after scene of this movie because it's all, and then they all come together. Like, you can't believe like it's all one movie with all these people.
I see what you mean. It's like you rewatch it because of one scene, but then that leads you to rewatch another scene and you realize, oh, I just rewatched the whole movie again.
Yeah, exactly. I love everyone's like introduction. Like everyone like just it always feels for no one does it, but it feels like everyone just like comes into the backyard where the pool is and like just kick the gate down. Like, all right, I'm here now, everybody. So it's Philip Seymour Hoffman, like Scotty J coming in, Thomas Jane coming in, and like everyone just causing a ruckus like every time. And then of course Mark Wahlberg's the first one coming in. So I just love all the characters. Everyone's so stupid. I love it so much.
Mark clearly the most.
Yeah. I told Brandon, and I guess he didn't agree with me. Maybe he agreed with me, but I just think it's like crazy funny. Like all these scenes are just so stupid. It's like so fun.
I didn't find it like hugely humorous. There was times definitely where there's humor, but I wasn't laughing a lot just because.
That's the thing, though. I think if you rewatch stuff like a bunch, like you'll giggle. There's even I forgot his name too. I don't think
Louis Guzman.
No, the guy who plays the colonel. But when Philip, when Philip Seymour or Philip Baker Hall is talking to Jack, like he's in the background. You see him like because he's out of focus, but you see him like busting up laughing at his scene. Like watch it again. Like I told you,
he's like shaking his head and stuff
like,
too.
Yeah, but
was that him breaking character?
Him breaking character. He's actually just laughing.
Oh wow!
Like you see, like he's like covering his mouth. And you can because it's like the things he's saying are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I love it so much. But also like it's crazy funny and it's just like brutally heartbreaking. Like this movie, it's fucking brutal. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch.
I will say hard.
It's a hard watch. It's a hard watch.
It's a throbbing watch.
It's super funny, but it's
I will say this. The first time watching it, I did find myself actually laughing out loud at some of the humorous parts. Just even like their dialogue and just even like, Don Cheadle's Rick James.
Yeah.
I just found myself like, like just out loud. Which,
just selling the stairs and making
the cowboy.
Just move, man. Just let it.
Just move with it. How you feel? And he's like, okay, I gotta go.
Even fucking John C. Reilly's character was like always wanting to like one up Mark.
Yeah.
It's like,
hey, what do you squat? Oh, like 200. Oh, that's cool. I did 250.
yeah. Or it's like, what do you bench? What do you bench? I asked you first. All right, on 3.
Yeah. You didn't say it. You didn't say it either. I was like, is there gonna be a scene where they make out? Because I know Philip Seymour Hoffman kissed him. I remember that too, and that really
heartbreaking. Right?
That like really bummed me out because clearly he loves him.
Yeah.
And obviously he's Mark's not, well, not Mark, I'm sorry. Dirk is not homosexual or anything like that. And just, what are you doing, man? But shit, then I'm drunk. Like he has to kind of like figure out like a lie just to be like, hey, I'm cool. But like every character in this movie had a scene of just them,
vulnerability.
not only that, but just them just being
either shock
torn down.
or heartbreak or shock.
Like Julianne Moore not losing the kid, right? Or not losing the kid, but just not being able to see the kid.
Yeah.
You get Burt probably when the guy was like saying like your shit sucks and he beats up the guy. That was probably Heather's too. Mark, I mean,
The whole last 45 minutes of the
yeah,
movie.
really. He leaves Burt and tries to do his own shit and just loses money. His car. I love that quick little thing when he pulls up in his Corvette and the hood's up a little bit. There's like scratches on it and stuff. I was like, okay, like showing that he's low on money potentially, just trying to get by. Well, that cocaine is a hell of a drug, and it's an expensive drug from what I'm told. And I've never done a drug, so I don't know. But my take on the movie though. Similar to how you would say, Mike, and you, Megan. Well, I mean, I've seen it before, but it is brutal. Because, again, knowing what's going to come up. And I didn't want to see any of that sadness again. Like, Julianne Moore crying, like that, like a genuine cry, like it just hits differently. And knowing that she does want to be around her kid, but at the same time, the life she's living, obviously not ideal to have a kid around. Cocaine, other drugs, nudity all over the place. It's not ideal for a kid. But if she just got her shit together, what was her name? Maggie was her actual name? Is that what it was?
I don't
Amber?
remember.
The kid, Amber Waves.
Andrew.
Amber Waves was her name. But I think the kid called one day, was asking for Maggie. And
Yeah.
Louis Guzman was like,
Oh, yeah,
Maggie.
that's right.
There's no Maggie. I feel like that was her.
Which is funny because it's a funny scene. But when you think about like the actual context of it, it's like, oh, your
And
mom's
then-
coked out. You can't.
And that
get
was
hold
like
of
the
her.
only time she probably could have rekindled with. Yeah.
Or something, like, because she tried to call him, like, what, let's just say 1 a.m. And I just want to talk to him. And just,
Yeah.
it's just sad. And Mark getting beat up, jacking off for that guy. Clearly that guy seemed into it.
Oh, yeah.
But like, around his friends, just want to, but it's just an all around bummer.
Yeah.
And again, there were funny moments, truly. But it's just, I wasn't like, but like, I was like, like, because this, I don't typically like laugh aloud. And
You despise joy. We know this.
yeah, I truly loathe every minute of my mouth having my teeth exposed. Like, I hate it. That's why when I try to keep my mouth tight. But anyway, so
like the super shocking stuff, which you were not aware of. Like, how did that hit you? Like the Little Bill suicide,
Yeah.
and the Don Cheadle, shootout.
Because, yeah, I love just even the buildup with Little Bill of him saying, "Have you seen my wife?" And seeing his wife. And then she's like, "You're embarrassing me." And he's also embarrassed.
Every
And-
time. He shouldn't be embarrassed. He should be like, I'm going to fucking kill this bitch. And then obviously he fucking does.
But I'm just like, I was just so curious of how that relationship eventually came to that point in their marriage. But yeah, that whole suicide one take was
So many
incredible.
oneers.
It was
Yes.
yeah,
So
oneers in
many
this
oneers.
were so good. And especially there was a few where they're outside in the pool area and there are some hard shadows. I was like, I'm impressed that they were able to navigate.
Well, I was thinking like, fuck you, Goodfellas. Like these oneers, like he probably did at least 8 to 10 oneers in this that were over a minute long each time. And I have multiple notes where I was like, is this a oneer? This is definitely a oneer. Is this pool scene a oneer? Like, because I'm rewatching, I rewind. I'm like, I couldn't see where there would be a cut.
He was 27 when he made this movie.
Fuck,
That's
man.
impressive. It's very impressive. For some reason, I always think PTA is as old as La Palma. Or De Palma.
Oh, no.
I know he's not. But I don't know why I put their names together because maybe I've seen them for so long. But like obviously De Palma I know is older, much older. But he did Carrie, is that right? Okay. But maybe it's the 3 name is what puts it. But maybe makes you put them together. But either way, so I'm sorry. You're saying, Megan, that there's the pool scenes. I'm sorry. And the ones.
Yeah, so even in those scenes where it's outside and it's all natural light and there's hard shadows, you think you at some point see the mic or some cameraman or some like crew member overlapping their shadows, but they got away with it.
There was one time where I noticed there was shadows. It was when he was saying he's a fucking idiot in the car. that on the side mirror you see something moving back and forth a little bit. So I think maybe just someone behind the camera was like, oh, and they realized there was something there because there would be no, you don't hear any footsteps of maybe somebody walked by going to the party. But I was like, oh, I'm over it.
The movie's a failure.
Yeah, movie's a failure, 100%.
Now that you said that, yeah, it's off my list. Of favorite
Exactly,
movies.
as it should be.
Yep. Yeah, he just went because he did his first movie and it had some like weird studio stuff. Like they kind of took it away. He didn't have final cut stuff like that. So it feels like when he made this movie, he's like, fuck it. If I'm gonna make this movie, I'm gonna fucking go for it.
Yeah.
So he's literally like just pulled out like all the stops, every like filmmaking trick I have. Like he went for it. So it's like crazy wonders, crazy fast edits, crazy performances. I just enjoyed it. Super violent.
I like that you mentioned fast edit because one thing I noted down was during the donut shop scene where the robber's asking, or not asking. Robert's
Can you give that to me? Hey, can you give me that money in the safe?
Perchance,
Hey,
could you possibly?
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. I know you're busy, but can you grab the money
per
from
my
the
last
safe,
email.
please? Per my last No, yeah, when he was, yelling at him to get the money from his safe, you just see the fast edit of the combination because you see
The insert shot?
Yeah.
the insert shot of the other customer pulling out his gun. So it's like, what's going to happen within the time that he's going to get the money from the safe.
I do like they show that guy reading guns and ammo. I was like, well, I wonder what he's going to reach for. Like, clearly just some dude just chilling there, ready to go.
Maybe PTA was like, I don't know if the audience knows this guy has guns, so let's just make it sure that he has guns.
Like a camo vest, like, the trucker hat. Like,
If this was made today, it would be a MAGA hat. Like,
Oh, of course.
100.
not only a MAGA hat, but it would have like Trump 2024.
Yeah.
Or
on his-
let's go, Brandon.
yeah, 100%.
I can't. When people reference that to me, I'm just like,
Oh,
no,
that's right.
It's nothing. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Your name's Brandon. But when they'll say it to me and they're like, right? I'm like, no, not like that. But because that song is very wildly racist and fucked up. But all right. Mark Wahlberg, not Mark. I'm sorry. His character, 17.
Yeah.
So was that a legal age to fuck people back in the 70s?
No, I do not believe it was.
I don't think it was either. Because Heather Graham had to be portrayed in that too because she was in high school. So we're just assuming that.
There is some not good stuff going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
very much. A lot of not good stuff. I said Paul Thomas Anderson loves winners. When William H. Macy says she has her ass in a cock, and I feel like he I don't know if that,
down there with her ass in her cock.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that was a mistake or maybe
was.
he's just so flustered. She's trying to get her ass in her cock.
Did you see Ricky Jay like smile at him a little bit, and they just keep going.
I mean, that's it works, right?
Was William trying to play it off? He's like, "What are you laughing about? Like, where are you? Like, that's my wife. It's embarrassing." He's like, "No, I know. I'm just talking about the
Yeah,
talking
but
about
like
the
for that
equipment."
shoot, man, like, how are we gonna set this up, dude? My wife's getting pounded by the. Now, was the wife? Was she a porn star at some time?
Hartley, yeah.
Okay, so she was really supposed to be like an ex porn star, maybe.
Maybe that's why she's so like, what?
Promiscuous.
Close the
and
door.
weird, but
Yeah,
maybe.
Because
That's
she
what I'm
always had
thinking.
No,
to,
I
like,
meant in real life she is.
Oh, okay.
In the movie, I don't think
I
they.
see.
I think she's just known as
Yeah, they just-
Little Bill's wife. So I don't know.
Yeah, because
And she wasn't in any of the films that I saw.
right.
interesting. Okay, so she was a real adult actress.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But even then, like getting home, she's like, go sleep on the couch. Like that's demoralizing. That's I mean, I don't know, you put up with that shit, but obviously he didn't
yeah.
for much longer. Like
Yeah.
for like another couple years. But there's even the scene at the awards show when they're Dirk Diggler, and he's getting up and he's like he hugs William H Macy, and the look the wife's getting, I'm like, why is she there?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the
Piece of
worst.
shit. Like, why are you? She's just annoyed that he's winning these awards or something. I don't know, but
She's mad at herself for marrying him 10 years ago, whatever it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the H. Macy's a little sort of mullet, like not quite but getting close
Yeah.
to it. Not bad.
Okay, two things. One, does William H. Macy in this film remind you of the guy who plays Cricket in It's Always Sunny?
If Cricket was like older and had all of his teeth, because Rickety Cricket had a hard turn, like
yeah.
the scar across
Right,
his
right.
face. and
Well, yeah,
everything.
obviously. So
Yeah, yeah.
Matthew before he turned Cricket. And
I can see that.
And then two, I would feel Burt Reynolds in this film looks like Carl Urban's dad from The Boys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
if it was Carl Urban or like at a young or his dad at a younger age,
Yeah.
because obviously they've already showed his dad, which is the guy from Fringe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that's already ingrained in my head.
Oh, I see.
Just
Yeah.
like thinking of I Am Legend, Will Smith. I always think of Will Smith, even though I've read the book, the short story. Even though the guy's supposed to be white, I still envision Will Smith. So once I see an actor portray that certain person,
Yeah.
like What's Ben Affleck's brother's name?
Casey.
Whenever Gone Baby Gone, I always think of him and Michelle Monaghan as those two people, and I would have loved for them to continue to play those characters if Lahane did more stuff or did more movies, but well, he did technically, but not more of their stories. So it's okay. I don't care about the play. It's I can see it for sure, like the way his hair looks, the way like all that looks, because Butcher has that sort of look too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's almost like a square,
Yeah.
symmetrical face.
I don't know face shapes. I don't even know what face shape I have, but yeah, it's like has a very geometrical like chin.
Yeah.
It's like
And like a
almost
box
chiseled,
face.
almost chiseled. Like,
Yeah.
Just Urban have the strappy beard, or is it just like
No, he has the Fu, not the Fu Manchu. He has the goatee. I thought, doesn't he have a goatee in
No,
The
I
Boys?
don't remember.
Yeah. I think
You
so.
sure?
And then he
Hey,
has
cunt.
the I don't know what you call this.
Let me just look it up.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yes, now that you say that, I can see
Urban.
that.
Yeah.
Boys.
But I was thinking like, oh, if they were to remake this film, because that's what Hollywood does.
He does. He has a beard.
I feel they should get Keith Urban to do Burt Reynolds, and then the guy who plays cricket to do HBCs.
Well, because the guy that plays cricket, he was a writer for It's Always Sunny,
Yeah.
and so they would just have him on there.
Have you seen Mythic Quest?
I love Mythic Quest. Although I haven't seen the most recent season yet.
Oh, it's good. But yeah, so regular looking cricket.
Yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah.
I can't not see him as cricket.
I know.
Because even when he's in Mythic Quest, I'm like, he's just gonna break down and like cower like a fucking pussy. Either there's that episode where he tried to act all hard because they did the evaluation to know what like animal they were or whatever.
Right,
And
yeah.
what was he, a
like
fucking shark?
wolf.
Oh,
I'm a
wolf. Yeah.
When he was a butterfly.
Yeah. Fucking pussy. Anyhow, so we all have, Mike and I have, well, actually, we all pretty much have a similar opinion, even though this was Megan's first time watching it. So were there things, obviously there's sadness in this movie. Out of all the sadness of all those stories, Cheadle's, Julianne Moore's, Burt's, I would put Mark's and William H. Macy, or not William, John C. Reilly together. Which one of them stands out the most as like the worst? Like the outcome. Obviously, they all relatively come out positive, but like which one at that time is the most?
I mean, it's funny you mention Always Sunny, because I always put this movie.
It's funny you mention It's Always Sunny because
Because I always think of it as Always Sunny or like Seinfeld, where like everything happens but no one learns anything.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel with this movie. Like everyone kind of just ends up where they kind of started. Other than like Roller Girl finishes high school, I think.
I don't know because I was a little. She was like,
She goes back.
She was zoning
Yeah.
out. Yeah, she tried, but I don't know if she got it.
She got like an A on her test or whatever. He mentions it right at the very, very end. But they all just end up in the same place. Like they're all just kind of like these sad,
very-
like disparate people, but together, at least they're together. They're a family. or
They're
whatever.
very codependent.
But like
Exactly.
It's Always Sunny and Seinfeld, you kind of know that they're shitty people. Like, and there's no arc for them. They're always going to be shitty. Seinfeld, they weren't that bad, but like they were very vain and just kind of crap. But It's Always Sunny, I mean, they are the absolute worst kind of people. And that's what makes it, I think, is so fun, is to see something completely opposite of what people normally are, right? Because as a human being, well, I understand, like, but like as a human being, you would have some kind of compassion. You would have some kind of like urge to help people or whatever it is. But they only want to help themselves. But I can agree. They even though they don't learn anything, it's like, oh man, our friend just got blown away by Alfred Molina. Hey, Jack, I'm sorry. Oh, and all is forgiven.
Yeah.
And what happened to John C. Reilly? He like runs off, and then you just don't see him until the very end with the baby. But like, whatever. Maybe he just hid in someone's front yard or something. But anyway, so do you think one of those, either one of you, stands out more?
It would have to be between Mark.
Only one.
Oh man, I would have to say Julianne Moore's character.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think she's just so comfortable with being in the pornography industry and then so comfortable with just the atmosphere she's been living in that she can't break away from it to try and even harder to like reach out to her son. And
Which is weird because like her position in the family is of the mother to everybody.
Yeah, like Heather
Yeah.
Graham's like, can I call you mom?
Yeah.
Or mommy?
Or even to
yeah,
Mark.
like very
whatever.
much
Yeah.
a mother figure.
Right.
But
But when it comes to
ironic,
like actually being a mother, like
Yeah.
she just can't do it.
because it's like
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, Mike.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You could buy another couch.
But fuck your couch.
I'm glad you stopped that right there.
Yeah, of course. You had the whole leverage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I like is the fact that this movie is trying to make us feel for these bad
Shitty
people.
people.
And then even in that court scene between the judge and the counselor and her ex-husband, we for like a second feel like the ex-husband is the bad guy. Just because like he's like kind of walking in all
He looks
like
scummy.
scummy.
A little
yeah.
scummy.
But the way he mentions it is like, yeah, no, our son was in an environment that was unreasonable. I think that's what they said, like a reasonable environment. And
And she only gets the kid for like 5 hours, 6
Yeah.
hours, something like that. Like, that's so hard. Fuck.
and for her trying to defend herself was very weak because she wasn't completely denying it that her son was around sex and drugs. So it's like, yeah, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't want my kid to be in there too. So, but seeing her just sob, so just guttural,
Gutturally,
yeah. Just I was like, that's a good cry, but holy shit.
Where
But
are you,
also-
Mike?
Character, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, because Mark is kind of sad. But like he has like this one thing, like he says in the movie.
A dick? A big dick?
And it's like brought like all the worst things to him, but like kind of the only joy that he's seeing too. Like, because we see at the beginning of the movie, like his terrible mom and his
God,
weird,
that woman.
gross-
Yeah.
Like, so hold
What's
on.
her angle? Like, why is she so
secretly in love with her son.
Like, that was because even when he's eating breakfast, right? Like, she has a snide comment, you can go to school, but obviously she knows he's not the
Weren't we
brightest.
we were talking. Because I mentioned it, not that it has anything to do with this movie, but A League of Their Own. Like, one of my notes is just let miserable people just be miserable. Like, that's the person that I always envision.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just nothing brings you joy. Like, you're just
Yeah.
terrible, like to the core. But
man,
because you
that-
could see it in like just little things,
Well, even
little
the-
gestures.
Like, so she's shitty to him, but I think she's still trying to do it in a way of like, do something with your life. You're working at what was it, like a golf? What is he going to? His first job was like a golf, something with the golf, and the second one's the nightclub. But like, she wants more of him, but obviously he's just not doing anything. But then you got the dad who's
Yeah, but do you think she would ever be proud of him?
probably not.
No.
She probably wouldn't be now, or wouldn't have been when he was at his peak either, because he's obviously in an industry that's frowned upon by, put in some quotes, normal people. But like, pornography it's been around for a long, long time. Like, everybody's probably watched some snippet of something, whether it's, hentai that Megan watches or all those tentacles.
Talk about those pile of DVDs right over here in the corner.
We got La Blue Girl over there, and you got.
I like how it's like, oh yeah, all this hentai Megan watches, like, these titles.
Oh yeah, you got La Blue Girl, you got the Maid Service 101. So like, I don't know what that is. I know what La Blue Girl is, but anyway.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, but
Thank
then
you
like
for
when she's tearing off his shit on the wall and stuff like that, I thought that when he's like, I'm out of here, that she was like, come back. But obviously that didn't happen. She's closed the door. But the shot of the dad is what really bummed me out, that whole thing. Because he's obviously listening to the whole thing, hearing it, and does nothing. And he seems like that kind of dad where he at one point in his life was happy, but because of his wife,
Just broke him down.
just broke him
He's
the
a
fuck
shell of
down.
a man.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
there's
truly.
just like some connection with Mark and his dad, because even at the breakfast table, he's like, bye, Dad. Not even saying bye to Mom.
Yeah.
But just like, he still sees Dad as like maybe like his ally
Yeah.
in that family, but he knows that that's all.
Yeah.
He's like just gonna watch or support from the sidelines, I guess. But yeah, man, that fight with Mark's mom is so sad, because even Mark was like, stop being mean to me, like don't
Yeah.
do this to me. And I'm trying to like think back to like, this is a 17-year-old boy.
He's a kid.
And to
But
see
he's
all of his,
also
like,
not again, he's not the brightest.
he's not the brightest, but just like, seeing all of his, hobbies.
That's more of a reason. Like,
and-
she should be nurturing him.
Yeah.
And not, berating him and his penis.
and like seeing all of his posters, all the things that he likes, like that's his thing.
Who was
And-
the not Bond girl? Who's the Charlie's Angel that was Farrah Fawcett? No,
Farrah Fawcett.
It was Farrah Fawcett, right? Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Man.
Yeah, he has the cars. He has Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah,
He had the
and
Corvette,
so-
and he ended up getting the Corvette. Which is
Oh
nice.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which is nice.
But yeah, just her tearing it down. It's like, oh, stop doing this to me. And it's like, yeah, that's like all the things that he loves. And even him just trying to pack up and leave, like, and she's like, no.
Yeah. You think
This-
you own this stuff?
Yeah.
This,
it's
I was like, oof.
fuck.
When she's not wrong, he didn't buy
Yeah.
it, so
Rightfully so.
Some grateful kids.
yeah, pretty much. But she was just a horrible, miserable person.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back to would you say his was the saddest, or is it still Julianne Moore's? You think?
I mean, it's him and Julian. I don't know.
I
It's not a race to the bottom here, buddy.
right. I kind of feel like even though Julianne Moore's hits the hardest, I think the biggest decline was Mark's for sure. Because Julianne Moore, from what we all know about her in the movie, she's already a shitty mom, and
Kind of her own doing, too.
right. It's on her.
Yeah.
While Mark, granted, Mark brought on himself too.
That's all on himself, too.
But like, he rose so quickly, right? And the way he went out, like, fuck you, Jack, and then John C. Reilly, I wrote, he's a good best friend because he's like, I'm gonna go talk to him, Jack.
That's
Hey, I'm
boy.
Jack,
That's
and then
boy.
he just follows him out, and they're both out of Jack's. They're not doing anything with him anymore. Like, he's just his ride or die. So those are bad boys for life. And so you got Martin Lawrence, who's probably the John C. Reilly, and Mark, who's the Will Smith.
Yeah.
But like, they both just, John C. Reilly is such the supportive friend when he's singing. That was great, man. It was great. And he's like giving his feedback.
His
like
dancing in the background.
Yeah.
But what was like the chorus? They're like, no, we need to repeat this word. Like,
Yeah, one more time. Yeah.
Feel my heat.
And he sounds so bad. And John, he's ripping on the guitar too. Not ripping, but like going on it. And like just how they're, even when they're trying to get the tracks, right? You don't
God.
fucking understand. If you give us tracks and we get paid, and you pay. But like John's just going hard for him because it's his best friend.
And then the guy's like, that's a catch-22. It's like, what the fuck is that?
And when Julianne Moore is making her documentary about him, and he's saying that shit, like when Mark goes on the little tangent at the end, I wrote the words down that he said. It was he was talking about Napoleon.
Oh yeah,
Being the
Napoleon.
king of the Roman Empire. And I laughed so hard because, again, he's not the brightest, but like that's so far off of all of that, and I just thought it was great.
It was like that one quote from "I Love You, Man." He was wrong in 3 different languages.
Yeah, the venti. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, because venti means small.
I think that's role models, actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
role
is.
models,
It is
sorry.
role models.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Get it together, Megan.
Come on, Megan.
You got the Paul Rudd.
I got the Paul Rudd.
Actually, really quick. I did like role models better than I liked I Love You, Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I like them both. but
Because
yeah.
I really like Sean William
William
Scott.
Scott.
I absolutely love Sean William Scott. Even though a lot of his characters are similar, there's just something about him that he just even in the not Walking Dead.
Walking Tall?
Yeah, no. The one with him in The Rock. That was Walking Tall was The Rock, but it wasn't Sean William Scott. Okay. That was The Rundown.
Yes. Sounds
I
about right.
really like that movie. Even though it's The Rock's first movie. I'm sorry. His name's Dwayne Johnson now. It's not The Rock. Dwayne Wade. I really like that movie. And Arnold's little cameo at the beginning, like have fun or
I
whatever.
don't think I've
the fuck
ever
is-
seen it.
It's good. It's good. It's PG-13.
I'm sure it's not, but okay.
Just watch it. Just watch it. So I would say it's Mark's or Dirk's. And again, Julianne Moore's is sad in comparison to everybody else. Like Don Cheadle's, he witnessed dudes getting
He
murdered.
kind of wins a little at the end.
He does. 'Cause
Yeah.
He comes
Although,
up in the
how much
business.
money can a donut shop actually have?
That's
at
what I have
fucking
another note because
1 a.m.
they do that quick sort of slight zoom to it, and you could see $100 bills in it. I thought that place has got to be pulling in mad money, like or a bunch of potheads in there or something like that. Because how do you have that many bills of like hundreds?
Yeah.
I guess he just left all his stuff in that safe. And then
That's
just
valid too.
hasn't gone to the bank.
And then have the safe in the front, like you have that in the back office. But I did really like that insert shot of the doing the dial for the code.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that insert shot because there's many in this movie, but
It definitely heightened the suspense if it weren't for that.
well, the guy would say, "Come on, motherfucker!"
Yeah.
And he didn't say anything to the guns and ammo guy on the side. Maybe just thought because he's older looking, he's not gonna pose a threat or something. But again, I would say Mark's really was the worst. And also, we didn't address this at the beginning. Why we're reviewing Boogie Nights? Because you said another podcast did Big, correct?
Right.
So we opted to not do Big because Mike saw another podcast did Big. So now you gave suggestions, and Megan made a great suggestion of Barbarian. But I am not in that right mindset to watch it. I've heard enough about
and I
it.
quote, I'd rather see some cock.
Absolutely.
And then I was like, okay, so you'd rather see some cock over tits. Very well.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, but those tits are not.
It's like
No,
the
I
old
know,
lady.
that's the point.
It's like the old lady in the
That's the
basement,
joke.
right, or whatever. Yeah. So I know enough. So fuck you. But I know that Justin Long is not a good person in that movie. But
you can tell he has fun with him being a total dick in that movie.
he does. I forgot what it was where he was a total dick, and it was a movie. I think it was Zach and Mary Make a Porno or something. But he had this. He's like, hello.
He has a low voice. Yeah.
Yeah, and he played like this kind of shitty person, but he did it so good, and he was barely in it. But I don't know if it was Zach and Mary, but it was something.
That's That's in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, it is that
Okay.
like the high school reunion they're at or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Justin Long. I used to not really like him that much, but I rewatched Jeepers Creepers, and even though that was like one of his first movies, I was like, all right, he's tolerable. And he was married to Drew or whatever, and I like Drew. I like Drew Barrymore. They were
I
together.
don't know.
In real life?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I
yeah.
don't know about that.
I am 100% certain they were together.
He was funny in New Girl too.
Yeah,
I also liked
yeah,
him
yeah.
in Portlandia. As,
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, I only saw like the first 2 seasons of Portlandia, and the only thing I can reference. Anybody guess it? Put a bird on it.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I remember
Not
mostly.
even a feminist bookstore.
I obviously that one's
Yeah.
good, but like I can't think of anything memorable from
Oh,
those.
I see.
But like put a bird on it, and then what the fuck is that? Because the
No,
bird
what,
gets in the shop.
What I always like to quote is the healthy, friendly couple, where it's like they both have like these like knitted sweaters and like curly fro hair, and they're like, "Oh dear, come on, we need to just strip away all the pasta. We need to just start healthy." And Fred Armisen's character's like, oh, "Come on, what happened to you?" Just like,
I remember the cacao,
Oh,
right? That was
cacao,
a safe
yeah.
word. Like she says it all the time. Like any touch cacao, cacao, and that was what else do I have in here? The guy, when you find out that the girl's a Pisces, he's like, "What? Man, I can't deal with no Pisces." And I thought that was because she's clear, like she looked like she was attracted to the guy, like looks wise. But he's like, "What?" Because he's a Leo, and it's funny because many of the women I dated are Pisces, so I guess Leos and Pisces don't go together. I don't know. The car talk when Thomas Jane, Thomas Jane was like blah 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 car blah blah, blah and John Cena goes, "Yep." Like, doesn't fucking know anything about it.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, I love how everyone, like even the side character, like everyone just murders it in here. Like,
yeah.
Even the shitty acting when they were supposed to be in the movies.
Yeah.
Like, "Hi, I'm here for an interview." You're here for an interview. Like, just
that's a giant cock.
yeah. Like, and I know that's how porn is kind of known, but Jack is trying to like, I'm trying to make films. I'm trying to do this. Clearly, I'm not watching a pornography for any story because there's no more stories anymore. Like, you watch porn now and they're just fucking. You're just going different seasons, they're fucking. Like, there's no more. I don't know why I always refer to this. I've never seen it, but Debbie Does Dallas. Like, there was a story in that. It's an old 70s pornographer. There were stories up until I think it was like the early 90s. They just went away with it because they're the worst actors. But I give them credit because they try so hard. Like, those actors really wanted to be something. And the only actor that I could think of is of recently with Chloe Cherry, how she got out of porn and she's in Euphoria. Like, I can't think of any people that were in porn that are made it to film or any kind of cinema. I'm sure there have been.
Tracy Lords.
Okay.
Well, Mia Khalifa did a cameo in Rami.
What's her name?
that count?
Sasha Grey did something, but
Yeah.
but they're not. They're
She
not
was in Entourage.
That's what I'm saying. But they're not like at least
yeah,
Chloe
yeah, yeah,
Cherry's
yeah.
being recognized for what she's doing to get out of that. Cocaine's a drug. Thomas Jane is great. Alpha Molina is great.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
Yeah.
Like, he comes in for 2 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
amazing.
The fucking these like the throwing fireworks. I was getting upset because I did not remember the guy just throwing fireworks, and they're all like
As someone who
flinching.
That's
can't
like the most-
focus on like their conversation while that's going in the background, it's like I can't. My brain can't be coherent right
Yeah.
now.
Fuck that.
But also just like
And they're in that headspace. They're like probably
Yeah.
all high. And so that's why you see
Super
John
paranoid.
and John and Mark are flinching hard and Thomas Jane's just fucking out of it.
yeah.
And I was telling this to Mike on our way over here, that when Thomas Jane, they're like, hey, we gotta go. Or not Thomas Jane saying that, but Mark's like, hey, we're gonna go, and he's like, no, man, what's in that? That's safe. Like he's saying it, and the music's playing.
Yeah.
So he's under his breath, and something's going wrong. And already kind of know he has the gun. Something's gonna go wrong. But like, what's in that safe? No, okay, we're not leaving. Like just, and then he kind of ramps it up, and then when he shoots the bodyguard first, clearly killing that guy, and then when he's pacing back and forth, we gotta go in the bedroom, man. And like you just get that sense of
desperation.
100%, because there's obviously addicted to cocaine, but like just the sadness in this guy, because he was a dancer, I think, at a club.
It's a strip club,
and then he gets to know these people and just goes down the fuck hill with everybody else.
I don't know if you guys picked up on it,
We
know everything. Yeah.
We know everything. Oh, just everything.
We know your social, Megan.
What? My bank account?
Yeah. We know your routing number.
My blood type?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but when he's first introduced, you just pick up this sense of suspicion from him, because he's a skis. He's a skis.
The mustache.
He's very he just looks very unhinged, even in that intro. And then even John C. Reilly's even covering for him too. I feel bad for John C. Reilly's character, because it's like he's just trying to have his friends. He's like, why can't everybody just get along?
They cut his credits. Hey, cut Reed's thing. Go to this, and like just go to Dirk. And yet he's still so happy-go-lucky. Like he plays that character again.
He loves magic.
He loves magic.
He plays that character again in Talladega Nights. Really, like with Will Ferrell. Like he's just that good supporting character, best friend. Then obviously it changes.
Yeah.
Well, he's
and
who I
then
feel.
you're talking about how he was he's a good friend, and how even Burt Reynolds' character Jack was like, cut his shit out.
Yeah, and Louis was in the movies, but he never got to.
I don't think so.
He wasn't a stagecock or anything like that. Okay, he just wanted to be in them, but he's I'm a Latin lover.
Oh no, I think he wanted to, but
they wouldn't. Okay, what were you gonna say about John C?
He's actually who I feel the least sorry for, because he's just so happy-go-lucky. Like everything just works out for him. Like he's just glad to be there.
You never see any hardships
he's experiencing
he's going
it.
through.
Yeah. He does, but like he doesn't. Like he vicariously is living through Dirk. So he's running the high with him. So they're best friends. They're doing the spy movies together or whatever. And it's funny because Mark Wahlberg's like, hey man, hitting women and stuff, that's not cool. But then when they're doing documentary, like, how do you feel about, in your movies you're hitting women? He's like, well, sometimes like it just completely goes back on it.
I love in the documentary, he's like, Jack lets me,
block
do my own block my own stuff, and then like a long pause. Yeah, I don't let him block his own stuff. And then even later he's like, okay, no, that was great. He's like, oh yeah, no thanks. Hey, can you cut out that part?
And she knows exactly what the part about the blocking. Yeah, that one's not.
Yeah.
Like knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because you can see when he's saying that stuff that Bert's kind of like,
what?
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't let you block your shots.
Yeah.
And I fucking love blocking. I really enjoy blocking, like to set up that stuff. And when I draw the diagrams of it, I really enjoy that. I hate storyboarding. I cannot stand storyboarding. It just takes too long. But I gotta get back into film.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so any other notes that we have about this movie? Anything that stood out to us? Music was all great.
He uses it hard.
As he should.
Yeah.
Literally throbbing.
Yeah, throbbing hard. I don't know. I just love everything about it.
Yeah,
music,
I wouldn't say this movie was
I did
bad in the
enjoy it.
slightest. Yeah.
Like
it's a great movie.
As a first time, I was thinking like, it's made in late 90s. In the film, in the style of the 70s, and I legit thought like my attention span wasn't going to keep up, and it didn't, because I got tired. But I watched the last 50 minutes today, but I still enjoyed it. It was a slow buildup, but I also at the same time missed that slow buildup, and then just everything going from 0 to 60 towards like the last third.
Actually, I feel like it's not a slow buildup. Like it goes like 0 to like 60. Start, because of just the at the club starts with the club, and then it goes 60 to 100 when when the cocaine hits.
Yeah,
the all falls apart in story structure. There was a lot of that, like because they're getting everything they want, so Dirk's success, all that kind of stuff. But when it all starts to go down, I mean that was like 40 minutes of just falling apart. And I was getting to a point where I'm like, even again, I've seen it. I was like, this is a lot for seeing these people's lives fall apart and shit like that. And again, thinking of the
I
structure.
think there's a lot of characters too, though.
Sure. And then obviously everything coming back together. I mean, what would be the climax when Dirk gets beat up? Like, is it that sad part?
Yeah, Dirk gets, that whole build up, but
Cheadle is in the donut shop. Would that be the climax?
I think it is because all three of those things happening at the same time.
yeah.
Because then there's another like 30 minutes after that, and then everything is okay. So like, well, actually, no. I guess the climax would be Mark in that house, maybe.
Well, yeah, I forget. Does the Melina's house happen after? It happens
After he gets beat up.
Yeah.
Because he has he has a little bit of a scrape on his
Yeah.
face when they're in that round table thing.
I think that I find that kind of like the last straw.
Yeah, I
Like
feel.
his car's all busted and he just walks just dejected.
And
back.
it's low fuel, which is
Yeah.
again sad.
Yeah, I
back
would
to
say
Jack's.
the climax would be at Alfred Molina's house because shortly after that, Dirk goes to Jack, apologizes, wants him to help him. John C. Reilly does his magician gig, and then
Which he was enjoying.
Yeah, and
he
then so
saw
you
it.
see everyone after Jack forgiving Dirk that everyone is just kind of settling into their
back
future.
to normal, yeah.
Back to their future? Did you say back to their future?
No, settling into their future.
I thought you said back to the future. Doc. You
Which
don't
I'm
have
also
enough
surprised you guys
space.
didn't want to do Back to the Future.
No, it's not that we. No, we did.
It wasn't.
It's not available. On
Yeah, it
anything.
wasn't streaming. I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh, come on. That was
100%.
Come on.
Megan, get it together, all right? Come on.
I've been trying to do Michael J. Fox impressions, and it just ends up sounding like John Travolta impressions.
I see it.
Before or
I know you
after
just did.
Parkinson's?
Yeah,
Yes.
because hey, Chuck, tell me my mom has the hots for me, but then he turns John Travolta-y.
At the very
I did it
end.
like one
Oh,
time.
Sandy.
It was like, gee. Like I did it one time. I was like, hey, it sounds actually pretty good. And then when I kept trying to do it, it got more
Progressively.
more greasy.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
You gotta have,
progressively
you gotta have,
greasier.
like, more of like a
Literally.
Because
not just
his
grease.
voice cracks and stuff too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Doc. Like there's yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is. I think it was
I'm
Family
trying.
Guy.
It's better than Brandon's. But
Oh yeah,
that's about it.
you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. There is a clip in Family Guy. I'm not a big fan of Family Guy, but it was a Back to the Future reference. And they're in the car, and it's Back to the Future 2. And he's like, Marty, we got to go back because your son, or your daughter marries a black guy. And they're like, okay. And Doc's like, oh, I mean, is that? And Marty's like, hey, Doc, maybe we shouldn't hang out anymore. Like, just super shitty. And I thought that was really good. But
I don't know if you heard
I hear it. What is that?
Totoro eating.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Totoro is one of Megan's cat.
Yeah.
So, any last notes? Any
Just like
we all
other
enjoyed
side
it?
comments. I
Sure.
love how when Buck's wife is giving birth, fucking Philip Seymour is filming.
Close up, fucking in that pussy.
He's everywhere. He's like the one, telling the guys like, "Hey, you guys shouldn't do this." I'm sorry. What, Scotty?
Yeah.
Mind your own fucking
Yeah.
business. And then he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then,
Sorry, Dirk. Sorry.
and then filming Buck's promotional commercial for his new stereo shop, and then fucking him in the labor room.
Yep.
Just
I don't know why.
He's everywhere.
I understand seeing the birth of your child. You want to film that so that way it's something you can look back on. Like, this is so beautiful. But to me, that's a lot. Because
Who's
sometimes
ever gonna watch that
Sometimes
again?
women shit too as you're giving birth. And who wants-
Sometimes.
I mean, I don't know if it's every
It's like
time.
75% of the
and
time.
both
Okay, so that's
holes,
still sometimes.
And then that like
Tear your buttholes. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
you gotta rip it open. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta rip. It's not. Does not seem appealing in the slightest. But
It's a medical procedure. And
correct.
It's gross.
There's blood.
But
there's-
awesome.
I never actually saw that in high school. I didn't have to see that.
Loser.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't get the thing signed because I was like, whatever. And I went and roamed the halls and started opening lockers and spray painting like dicks on them. And I didn't do that. What other notes do you have, Megan?
Oh, I find it funny that we never see Roller Girl's feet. I thought that was gonna be something because she's like, I never take them off.
So now we know Megan has a fucking foot fetish. When am
got
I gonna
me.
see her feet?
I knew you like all those Tarantino movies for a reason.
I know. Oh, look at him drink that tequila
I'm
off her
just
foot.
saying, it's all leading up to that one moment. And
I did like that. He's like, are you gonna take your skates off? She's like, I never take my skates off.
it's like, does she have like foot fungus?
Yeah.
I know,
so
right?
sweaty.
She has like gnarly bunions. Yeah, she might.
Ugh,
Is she
like
wearing
athlete's
socks?
foot. Ugh.
Does she shower in them?
But I also find it funny that she like almost killed the guy with her own skates.
Oh yeah, she
Skates
hit
are
him in the
heavy.
face.
Yeah.
Do you think in the 90s she started wearing blades?
No, later she started the wheelies.
Yeah, the Heelys.
The Heelys? Okay.
Then she started wearing the ones where she could do tricks with the smaller wheels, and they have the little. She's wearing soaps too, just jumping on the handrails. She became an extreme. You know,
Sick.
rollerblading. I saw a documentary about rollerblading. Not rollerblading, roller skating, because rollerblades are a brand, but like.
Inline skates, thank you.
Yeah. Like that just skyrocketed, right? It was more popular than skateboarding, more popular than BMX and shit like that for the longest, because they're doing like 2,000, spins or whatever. Not 1080s, they're doing more than that, and they're doing the vert ramps and shit like that. And it fell off within 2 years. Like Max, when it really
What had
tanked.
a harder drop off? Rollerblades or Beanie Babies?
Ooh. I would
Beanie
say
Babies are
Beanie
still collected,
Babies.
though.
I would say Beanie Babies just because of that, because their value, people all of a sudden
That
didn't,
bullshit value that never was ever a
Yeah,
thing.
and
It's a collectible.
I wonder if anyone
like-
ever actually sold.
My dad has a
Yeah.
few of them
You know what I'm
still.
saying?
I think I have a few too that have errors on them, like on their little tag. That those are worth more. You found an error.
Yeah, you have the ones with the tag still. Those are better condition than the ones without.
Sure.
But man, it's like everyone was like, yeah, Beanie Babies are they're the asset you want to hang on to. But man, I wish someone told me to stick with my Pokemon cards, because
Yeah.
I still got a few of those.
Damn.
I still got a few of those. Like
Yeah.
an original
First
Mewtwo.
edition.
I have a first edition Charizard still.
Mm-hmm.
They're at my dad's somewhere. He better still fucking have those. He's not a fool. Well, he's a fool, but
He's your fool.
yeah, he's my fool. My fucking Arnold impersonator fool. You fucking do a
Also that-
podcast. Anyway, I love you, Dad. So I don't have any other. I really enjoyed this movie. Even watching it again, it's a bummer. Not like Wind River bummer, but it's a bummer.
It's pretty close.
But again, all relatively comes out positive for everybody, except for Thomas Jane and
Except for everyone who dies.
And,
And the
Bill.
Colonel.
yeah. Oh my God, that could
Oh,
even be the
God.
worst one.
That-
It's not the worst, but
Oh,
like
yeah, that could be the worst.
So
he did it to himself though, because
don't-
I didn't touch Jack. I didn't touch. I just like that. I like to look at him.
I was like, Jack, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna react to it? And I'm so glad.
Oh, yeah.
He just
Perfect.
hung him up. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
Well, then he goes to videotape, right? That's what he needed the
goes to
money, so he goes
videotape.
to the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But one of the comments I wrote at the beginning when
That's
you
a big
see
cock.
well, yeah, so when you see Mark in his room for the first time, and it's like that fucking camera close up to his junk, and I was like, he is packing. But it's also funny that he's in like that little boy underwear. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just a thing.
But that's how the '70s were.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
briefs,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Wait, I'm not supposed to wear those anymore?
yeah.
Someone
Would
didn't
that
tell me.
girl that was smoking the joint and stuff, was that like a high school person or is that an adult? Oh, because the
Yeah, it's
mom
like
did
it's high
say
school.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's that slut."
That little slut you've been hanging
Yeah.
out with.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't have any notes. I enjoyed the movie. PTA definitely. He's always relatively killed it with his movies and stuff like that. So
Also, it's that's what it looked like. The guy who played Colonel passed away that same year because they did a dedication to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
Mike, wow,
Wow.
some PTA
Good
fan
to-
you are.
good to
And then
know.
also he dedicated, I guess, to his brother Ernie.
Is that
That's
brother
I
Burt?
think-
Burt and Ernie.
Ah,
Oh, hey,
jeez.
Burt.
Ah, jeez.
You're scaring me,
My
Burt.
Ernie.
That's actually better than your Michael Caine, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's almost Kermit. I was doing like
Yeah.
it's like a Burt Kermit or.
Burt
Oh, I thought you were doing
Ernie
Kermit.
Burt.
Oh,
No.
shit.
Oh, yeah,
Never mind, it's terrible then.
you're scaring me, Burt. And then the Kermit's like, Kermit, like Kermit has the deeper, yeah. You're scaring me, Burt.
Fucking Family Guy.
Yeah.
Burt, you're scary.
Burt, you're scaring me. 'Cause he's like throwing shit or something like that. Yeah. You're scaring me, Burt. Because it implies that they're a couple, just like in Simpsons with Rod and Todd are like gay and they're cleaning like that furniture or whatever. It's like, well, Bart did help Rod and Todd, and they're like wearing their cutoff shorts.
Oh,
and
God.
Mustaches.
yeah, they're like polishing the furniture or something like that. it's
Yeah,
good
so
stuff.
he dedicated to his brother Ernie. And Richard Ridgely, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. So he left on a low note as a...
Getting slapped around in that cell, he's all bloody
Yeah.
a little bit, crying. I mean, he brought it to himself. He's a fucking pedophile, but still. Although from what I hear, pedophiles, like, you're fucking dead. You go to jail. Cop killers, the cops don't really like monitor them because you get beat up and whatever. But pedophile, anybody that hurts animals, kids, you're fucked up. If they find out, of course, which they're going to find out. Anyway, you guys have any other additional notes now?
Just a question about like the scope of the movie. Like, just imagine writing something like like this many characters and like so much stuff going on at one time. I just blows my mind. Just the skill.
Trying to like go back
Wrangle,
in time
yes.
and think about how much can we shock the audience.
Yeah.
Written and directed by. He wasn't alive in the 70s like this then, because he was only 27.
Right.
So then he would have been like
Born in 1970.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what he wouldn't have really like experienced that, right? Like it would have been around him, yes, but like he was an adult at that time. He wouldn't have seen probably all that stuff. But
He grew up in the valley and stuff like that.
okay,
so
okay,
it was around.
Ugh, the valley. Am I right? Gross.
Hot.
No.
Yeah, all those STDs and hotness. Anyhow, well, seems like we have a general consensus that we all enjoyed the movie. And so the next movie that we are going to watch, which I guess we could just say it now, because we're on the C's now. So is Constantine.
Yay.
Which is the movie starring Keanu Reeves, everybody's favorite Rachel Wilson. No, Rachel Wilson. I'm sorry.
Rachel Weisz, right?
Rachel. Oh my God. Rachel Weisz. It also has, Shia LaBeouf.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it,
Briefly.
folks.
Yeah. You're truly, I think you'll like it. Megan likes it. I think and they're finally
It's
starting
like
to
they
work on the
kill his
sequel.
dog,
No, I
right? And he
haven't
goes to fight all the Russian dudes,
Yeah,
right?
exactly what it
Like
is. Yeah,
lots
yeah.
of guns.
They're
Hell
check.
yeah.
Okay.
But
well-
I haven't seen it.
oh, you haven't
I
seen
just
it?
want to see it.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like it did not do good in theaters.
It did not.
It did not.
I don't think it did well.
It did.
Critically,
It
either.
has a good cult following. That's why they're pushing for it. And now Keanu's like, whoa, let's fucking do it. Anyway, so the next movie we're doing is Constantine. We appreciate everybody listening to
What's
this
it on?
episode. It is on HBO Max.
Ah, okay.
Thank you. And Megan, I appreciate you being on this. Megan is also going to be she's in Weekly BM. So go listen to that episode as well. And each episode is Specrapular and Weekly BM are posted, what would you call it, every other week? Because we're always having a podcast out every week because either way, Weekly BM comes out this week, and so this is coming out the following. Anyway, and you can make suggestions for us by emailing us at specrapular@gmail.com, or you can go on our social media and send us a message as well. So Mike and Megan, why don't you guys take us away? Because you could both. You can both do music. You can both do music. I'm not music at all, so you both can do something.
Well, I was just gonna sing the Sister Christian Specrapular, do
Like Motorist?
watching movies, right?
Specrapular, it's show tonight.
This is really bad.